The following is a presentation of Roller Hockey TV.
What you want, what you want. Come on. What you want. Come on. Come on.
Welcome to Roller Hockey Today, worldwide coverage of your sport and the personalities that make it great.
From the rinks in Irvine, California, this is Major League Roller Hockey. As tonight, RollerHockeyTV.net presents the Super League West Division Showdown between the OC Cowboys and the Las Vegas Knights. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Center Court here in Irvine. Chris Matson alongside my broadcasting partner, Mike the Fireman. And Mike, well, the Palma Cyclones, they got things done in Game 1 big time. Now we're going to take a look at the team that is rated the number one team in the nation, and that's the OC Cowboys.
They're rated number one team in the world rankings, so they are number one team. They've proven it because they won the championship out here, last one we called, the MLRH Pro Championship. So they're playing up the Las Vegas Knights, right?
Yeah, that's right. They're going to play the Las Vegas Knights, and they lost a heartbreaker their first game out. They scored 4 unanswered goals, then gave up 6 unanswered goals, only to fall to the South Coast Savages by the final score of 6-4. So here we are, a game perhaps of redemption on tap for the Knights.
You're right. They dropped it. They were up 4-0, and they dropped that game. So they're not quit team. So they might come back in this one.
So, you know, if you take a look at the prognosticators and how they've mapped this thing out going in the West, everybody knows that the Palma Cyclones are going to be a powerhouse. Everybody expects the number one team, the OC Cowboys, to be a powerhouse as well. So the question is, can OC keep pace with Palma now, who comes in with a record of 2-0? And, of course, the Cowboys are seeking a second consecutive win.
I think they can keep pace. I mean, every game's going to be competitive, so I know they can keep pace.
All right, there's only one way to find out, and that's next. The opening face-off is on tap next, here on RollerHockeyTV.net. Stay with us.
This portion of Roller Hockey Today has been brought to you by Rocket Puck, the official puck of Major League Roller Hockey.
Full speed in the lane, still getting it.
Chris Matson alongside Mike the Fireman, welcoming you back inside the rinks here in Irvine, California, as Super League action continues here in the Western Conference. And you have two teams playing at opposite ends of the spectrum right now, Mike. You've got the OC Cowboys coming off a big victory earlier, and then, of course, the Las Vegas Knights. They pretty much, as they say in the business, pooped the bed when they were up by the margin of 4-0 and then lost by the margin of 6-4.
I don't know if they thought they had the game in the bag or what, Chris, but they just quit playing the way they played to get the 4 goals. Like you heard Adam talking earlier, his team just didn't play their game.
Mike making reference to Adam Steele. You may see him from time to time on the Las Vegas bench. He is the gentleman with the goatee and the light blue shirt on. He said that they are going to make adjustments, and I got to tell you, you better make adjustments when you're playing against a high-powered team like the OC Cowboys. Joaquin Chavera is the guy to watch for the Cowboys, number 7. You may recall we had a goal-scoring competition here earlier
Chris.
This year, and Joaquin Chavera came away with the scoring title. Puck is played up the far wall, out in the neutral zone. Pass off the near wall.
Nice to have some cool uniforms. I got to give them that, Chris.
I got to tell you, it was good that I came out early to watch that early game with Las Vegas because, as you can tell by the design, for a broadcaster, these are a little bit of difficult numbers to pick up.
Right.
And when I finally said, "Oh, okay, now I got it figured out," I got to tell you, like I said before, I think it's one of the coolest jerseys in the pro leagues. On the doorstep, centering feed, turnaround shot, and they scored. Oh my! Where did that puck come from out of the corner? Because nobody was back on defense, and a quick turnaround shot results in a goal and a 1-0 Las Vegas lead. I mean, the defense just evaporated. And poor goaltender Andrew Skowron was all by himself, and that one just snuck in between his right arm and the pipe.
That's one of those, like, come on, man. Can't you help me out?
So Jacob gets the goal, and it is a 1-0 Vegas lead. Long shot, played into the corner. Jacob Chairs, the only man with the goal thus far in the game, and it didn't take long for that to happen. Need we remind you, these are 4 running time, 10-minute periods. Along the near wall, opportunity again for Vegas. Now, this is what made Vegas so effective in their earlier game, as Chairs again tried to go short side, but he whistles it wide.
Hey, Chris, from time to time you'll hear the scorekeeper down there announcing the goals and the assists too. That's David Merlin. He's been doing a good job. I call him the Merlin Magician.
Well, I got to tell you, everybody involved basically rowing in the same direction as the Western Conference kicks off tonight here in Irvine, California. Puck played into the corner. Nifty side move by Tim Mullis. Coughs up the puck, though, and here comes Chavira. Joaquin Chavira looking for the man down low. Toe drag move to the outside and a skate save. A terrific one at that by Eric Hernandez. And, you know, I don't know if have you stood next to Eric Hernandez? I mean, this guy, this goaltender for Vegas, he is a big man. I mean, tall, lanky, all the elements you look for in a goaltender. He covers a lot of space.
There's not much room to get by him.
6:30 to go in this opening period. The difference in the game, a goal by Jacob Chairs. In behind his own net, surveying the situation.
Did you see Spencer Critchfield, number 54 for the Cowboys? That's a big man too, big boy.
I'll tell you, he looks like a walking piece of furniture, doesn't he, sometimes?
I don't think I'd want to run into him at full speed.
I'm telling you. Pass down low, send high and wide. Difficult man to move, but on the move come the Las Vegas Knights. Toe drag move to the inside is blocked down at the defense. You know, when we started this game, the OC Cowboys only had 2 guys on the bench. Now they're back up to 4. So it appears as though their full complement has finally showed up here at the rinks in Irvine.
It looks like Vegas has got 4 too, Chris, so it's even.
Around the horn, Tristan Gonzalez looks for an open man. Now they're going to make wholesale player changes on both sides. Through the neutral zone, Tristan Gonzalez with his head up looks for an option. Bides his time out of the corner. Gonzalez still has it. He's looking for an open man at the point. He finds it. Controlling there is Joey Mann. Near side. Again, good hustle out of the corner by the OC Cowboys as they control the puck along the far wall. Pass down low. Caught up in the skates of a player, kicked aside with 5 minutes to go here in this opening period. And once again, they will take their time. Wide open man near wall is Joey Mand. Hustling through the neutral zone, Joseph Aguirre.
Like we talked about earlier, Chris, you can catch all these games on rollerhockeytv.net, or you can go to MLRH.com and I'll refer you there so you can check out the games live and talk about Chris and the firemen when we're doing a little broadcasting. If you want
That's
to see
right.
If you want to hear us again.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
At MLRH.com, a terrific place to check out, especially if you want to keep track of the players, what's going on in both divisions, how things are stacking up and aligning themselves for that East-West showdown coming up this fall. Pass along the near wall, collected. Here comes Joey Mand with a quick shot, and it's steered aside once again by goaltender Eric Hernandez. Oh, nice rub-out check along the far wall. Trying to carry on and push forward is Jacob Chairs. He's our lone goal scorer, but it is the Cowboys who come away with the loose puck.
Chris, initially was thought, I didn't think that initially thought that the East Coast couldn't keep up with the West Coast in roller hockey in this Super League, but I think Chicago and Detroit might prove that a little different. But we'll see what happens out here in the Mecca.
I agree. I really am really curious to see the different styles of games that come from different regions, the types of players that come out from different regions. And I got to tell you, for an East Coast team coming west to play in the championship, let's face it, there's a lot of distractions in Southern California. The weather is beautiful. I don't want to talk about California girls too much, but
fans are beautiful.
The fans are beautiful. If you scan the audience, I got to tell you, again, distractions, and more distractions, and perhaps that's why every once in a while Mike and I are missing a puck here or there, but we're trying to keep track of it as best we can, as a one-time shot gets sent wide and played to the far wall. There's that big body that you were talking about earlier in Spencer Critchfield, and he rolls off a bump, and again, an opportunity for Las Vegas to break out of their own zone. Got the ocean right down the street, right down Jamboree, go right into Balboa Island.
Already been there, Chris.
Terrific restaurants. And
checked out the sites.
Oh, I'm telling you. Takes all the kinks out of your neck, too, doesn't it?
No, I have a few now.
It's like going to the chiropractor without having to go to the chiropractor. Oh, what a pass. On the backhand. Rolls off the toe of his stick and trying to jam it in on the short side on that backhand shot from very close range was Keith Abraham. He was able to corral a bouncing puck, got a piece of it, steered it in on goal, and a good recovery by the goaltender, Andrew Skowron. Boy, I see the name Skowron, and I'm going to give away my age here.
Skowron.
You know where I'm going with this?
No, but go ahead, Chris.
Years ago, the Chicago White Sox had a scrapping first baseman by the name of Bill Moose Skowron. He not only played for the White Sox, but I believe he played for the Yankees as well. When I was a kid, I used to take my sleeves just like Bill Skowron, and I would roll them up. Of course, he had much bigger guns than I did. And but I see the name Skowron, and I'm hearkening back to days gone by. I wonder if there's any relation as the puck is played off the near wall. We talked about Joaquin Shavira. He's got a burst of speed out of his own zone. Nice move around him, man. He's got a deep angle shot, and you saw the goaltender actually duck out of the way of that one.
Chris, before I forget, I want to tell you happy anniversary. Your lovely wife's got to be a saint. I only got to deal with this like 3 or 4 hours, but
imagine 26 years of this. Can you imagine?
I got to shake that woman's hand someday.
That's right. We had our 26th anniversary just a couple of days ago. Had a chance to celebrate down in Dana Point, and then I ended up spending the rest of my weekend with the other love of my life, you, Mike. It's all coming out here on RollerHockeyTV.net, right? You're a little red in the face there. I've never seen the fireman red in the face before.
It's the sun out here. It's the sun out here, Chris. You better hang on to your wife.
But thank you so much. Oh, well, believe me.
She's a cutie.
She is a keeper. She is the keeper of all keepers, let me tell you. She is fantastic. And a hockey fan, too. How about that? Here we go. Breakaway. Back the other way. 5 seconds to go. Quick shot and a save as time expires. Nice. Oh, a golden opportunity for the Knights to double their pleasure. Wow, what an opportunity that was.
That was a great first period by Las Vegas, man. They did make some corrections. They're playing well.
Well, and you know what I like about the Knights right now is, when you're in a game with a pace like we're seeing here tonight, Mike, I like to look at body language. And right now, both teams are telling me, you know what, we're both in pretty good shape. You don't see them hunched over. Right. You don't see a single guy sitting down on the Cowboys bench. I mean, these guys are in pro condition. You know what I'm saying? And it shows. It shows in the pace of the game. And, of course, everybody in this Super League, in the Major League Roller Hockey Western Division, are looking up at one team, and that's the Palma Cyclones, who finished at 2-0 on this opening day. And the Cowboys are just trying to play catch-up now. They are a game back. And then you have Vegas still looking for their first win. They're leading in this one 1-0. And then San Diego will be looking for their first win immediately following this game on RollerHockeyTV.net against the South Coast Savage, who came way back from 4 goals down to defeat Las Vegas earlier today,
Right.
6-4. So, but anyway, thank you very much for the anniversary greetings. That was
No
very
problem.
kind of you.
As long as your wife's not a Chicago sports fan,
Yeah.
I'm good, Chris.
Oh, are you? She is the biggest Cub fan. I'm telling you right now.
Cubs are okay.
You
Cubs
know,
are
is
okay.
Cubs okay?
Cubs are okay.
Loves the Blackhawks.
Ah, there we go.
You know.
I got a dipper on that one.
Well, whenever again you want to see those 3 Stanley Cup rings in the last 6 years, you just let me know. As the puck is collected inside their own zone, and shying away from his man from behind was Danny Joyner. Joyner can play. This kid can move. Puck along the near wall. Quick wrist shot, closing the gap once again on the doorstep was
nice
the
shot.
goaltender, Hernandez. And I'll tell you, again, you see that big size. He goes down, he fans out. I mean, when those legs are fanned out side to side, he's covering the 6 feet. The net, for those of you at home who may not be familiar, 4 feet high, 6 feet wide. Back in his own zone. This is the kind of game that we talked to Adam about during our last broadcast. You notice the territorial advantage, the way that that Vegas is biding their time out of their own zone. They're getting clean breakouts, and that's an oddity against a team like the OC Cowboys. Kevin Mooney stripped of the puck. Back the other way comes Las Vegas.
This has got to be the most fast-paced game we've seen yet, Chris.
Well, not only is it a fast-paced game, as you pointed out, but I gotta tell you, a very clean game so far. We're still waiting for that first hit, that first big hit. And you remember the last time I brought that up in the last game, the big hit came right after I said we're waiting for the big hit. So
that was just a cross-check in the back. I don't call that a hit. But.
As we get a stoppage in play. Inside 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter with a 1-0 lead. Goal by Jacob Chairs is the difference in this one for Las Vegas. And, I like the flavors that we're getting out of this Western Conference. Las Vegas, San Diego. We were talking to Adam off mic. His guys enjoy coming to Southern California, love playing here, love hanging out in the area. And, I got to tell you, it makes for an interesting dynamic when you get down to playoff time. Because whoever gets to that final game, Mike, they've earned it.
Oh.
I mean, there is no free pass to that championship game.
Now, what I like about it here, Chris, is there's seems to be parity in all the teams out here. Nobody's getting blown out. There's no mercy rule being enforced yet.
Right.
It looks like, it's all clean playing as well.
Well, and I know that, Bill Rowie was talking off mic to us about how this Vegas team had fallen behind by 4 in their first game and needed to make some adjustments. And, again, I think that's the sign of a great professional athlete. When you make the adjustments necessary to bounce back in your next effort, and thus far we're seeing that from the Knights. Oh, give and go pass. What a kick save that was by Andrew Skowron, and Connor punching back the other way comes Chavera. Oh, nifty spinorama, and he just calmly plays the puck to the open man. Shot sails wide by Tristan Gonzalez. Now Gonzalez along the back wall. He's one of those speedy guys that we've been talking about in this tournament. Whenever the puck is around him, the pace of the game seems to pick up dramatically. There is a wide open man along the far wall, and that's Spencer Critchfield. Takes the puck to the near side, and this is Kevin Mooney. Mooney will play it back inside his own zone. Under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 1-0 Vegas on top.
So you're talking about Skowron earlier. Critchfield reminds me of Crutchfield. Like if you run into him, you're gonna be in Crutchfield in a heartbeat.
Oh. Well, I got to tell you though, as that shot by Critchfield just sails wide, He's got the body more so, I think, of a football player, but look at him on his skates. What a pass that was from Critchfield on the backhand right onto the blade. I mean, again, skating is the great equalizer. People say, hey, Wayne Gretzky wasn't the biggest guy. He wasn't the heaviest guy. He wasn't the fastest guy. But the ability to skate, and I think that's what makes hockey one of the greatest sports on the planet. It is one of only 2 sports that I can think of that has a prerequisite if you want to play. What do you think is the other sport that is a prerequisite if you want to play?
Well, you gotta swim if you're gonna play polo.
There you go. Swimming. If you can't swim, you can't participate. Same thing with hockey, and I think that is the big thing that separates so many great athletes. Is it wasn't because of their size, right? It had nothing to do with it. When they got on those skates, everything, all the playing field was equal all over again. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about Gretzky. One of his favorite quotes I liked. He said, "I skate to where the puck's going to be, not where it is."
There you go. Well, let's face it. He had an extra sense that very, very few athletes ever possess.
He knew where the puck was going to be all the time.
Exactly.
That's why he skated there. So.
Exactly. No, he was. And can I tell you something? As you know, I was the original voice of the Anaheim Ducks. You look at the expansion of hockey throughout warm weather climates: San Jose, Anaheim, Florida, Phoenix. We can go on and on and on. Tampa. There would be no rinks here in Irvine if it wasn't for Wayne Gretzky. There would be no Anaheim Ducks if it wasn't for Wayne Gretzky. As now we get a goal by the Cowboys, and it is now a 1-1 game. So again, I think the expansion of the game because of the great one goes beyond the frozen ice surface and certainly comes to rest right here at the rinks in Irvine. So now we got a whole new game on our hands here, Mike. It is a 1-1 affair.
Tell you a funny story about Bill O'Reilly.
Okay, tell me.
Talking about Gretzky and the great one.
Yeah.
We went to a brewery up here and they had the great one, 99. I kind of forgot the brewery, but I'm sure somebody will remind me. And he goes, "This is the best beer I've ever had." He goes, "It's the great one." I'm like, so he had 2 or 3.
The beer was actually called the Great One?
Yeah, I don't know how they did it because it was number 99.
And was it named after 99?
Oh yeah.
Well, we got to do a search now. We have got to.
It was a pretty good beer. I got to give him that.
All right, okay. So, 2:40 to go, 1-1 game. Puck played back inside their own zone. Now this is the Cowboys game right here. Again, it's all about real estate. It's all about possession. As you've seen, Joaquin Chavera try to worm his way through traffic. Now Chavera again head up looking for an option. And again, you see, no rush. This is what I call, again, where you're controlling the real estate. You're in no particular rush. You're waiting for the defense to show their hand. Here comes Chavera again. Chavera with his head up finds an open man on the wing. Danny Joyner plays it all the way back inside his own zone. Now this is tiring for Las Vegas because, Adam was talking about how they've got the combination of youth and experience. Lots of times youth will bite on this and they'll get caught up the floor. So let's see what happens.
Or they'll run up and down just.
Exactly.
But neither team looks frazzled right now. They look pretty clean.
Reminds me of one of the great quotes from Mr. Hockey himself, Gordie Howe. He said to me, he goes, "Chris, there isn't a man alive that will ever be able to outskate the puck."
Yeah, you're right.
And so if you bite and you're caught 200 feet up the floor that way, there's no way you're getting back in time for what's developing the other way.
Gretzky was fast, but not that fast.
Right, exactly. Along the back wall, good read by Gerald Osterkamp. Centering feed is set high and wide over top of the crossbar. I believe it caught the shoulder of the goaltender, in this case Hernandez, and caught the netting. So stoppage on the floor, but the time continues to grind down. We're inside a minute to go. We're seeing a very, very different game here in Game 2 of the telecast tonight than what we saw in the first game. I mean, Palma came out and they set the tone, and they really, even though they allowed the opposition to pull within 2 at one point, I mean, you could tell that was the team that was in control.
Right.
This game, there's been a little bit of ebb and flow. You know what I'm saying?
You can't predict who's going to win this game right now because we're at the end of the second period, 20 seconds left. It's 1-1, and they've both been skating, like you said, controlling the real estate, both teams.
Again, you're watching Super League action in Major League Roller Hockey on rollerhockeytv.net as they're going to try to get off a shot with time expiring. Good read at the defense, though, to break that up. And with 5 seconds to go, time for one last counterpunch. They better get off a shot. 2 seconds, one, there it is. Turned aside,
No goal.
and I got to tell you, Mike, we got ourselves a hockey game on our hands here.
They skated from one end of the rink, one end to the other in like 4.7 seconds and got a shot off. That's pretty impressive.
So there is a 3-minute timeout here at the break. We're going to pause for a moment. Chris Matson alongside Mike the Fireman. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
This portion of Roller Hockey Today has been brought to you by Hockey Monkey.
HockeyMonkey.com, offering the largest selection on top lines from Bauer, like Supreme Sticks, React Helmets, Vapor Gloves, and Supreme Skates. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, gear up with the best hockey equipment at HockeyMonkey.com. You're one click away from getting the best deals on all the latest Bauer gear. See the complete lineup now at HockeyMonkey.com. What you need to play.
So we welcome you back inside the rinks here in Irvine. We are getting set for the second half face-off at a 1-1 game. Mike, this ball game is up for grabs.
You're right, Chris. It's hard to tell what's going to happen in this next 10 minutes. Well, I think we'll see here real quick. If one of the teams come out and do not play their game, we'll see what happens.
For those of you just joining us, it was the Las Vegas Knights. Jacob Chairs opening the scoring very early on in the opening period. Vegas, by the way, the team in the basic gray uniforms with the blue and white piping. Then you had the Cowboys bouncing back on an equalizer. The Cowboys wearing their basic white jerseys with red, black, and gray piping as well. 1-1 game, and with the puck, the OC Cowboys. Tristan Gonzalez plays the puck to an open man, takes it right back. And again, this is some of the things that we were beginning to discuss at the end of the opening half, Mike, and that is teams playing the game under control. And right now, the OC Cowboys, they are playing this game under extreme control. They are biding their time on the breakout. They're looking for the open man. And you can tell that the Knights, they're going to try to pressure a little bit and force a turnover just as they did just there.
They play their game too, Chris. They brought it back. Now they brought it all the way back. Now they're taking it down.
Little game of chess going on right now. Here comes Tyler Myers. Myers on the backhand, and he sends it right through the crease. 1 minute gone in a running time, 10-minute period. Drop pass. Gonzalez shooting. Blocked out of the defense. They got a man up the court if they want him. Here they come, the Knights on the forecheck. On the back check, trying to get back in between the goaltender and the shooter. They did a fine job of doing just that, but the Knights regained control of the puck in the high slot area. Play to the near wall. Keith Abraham finds the open man on the wing. Near side. Knights with the puck again. The man who opened the scoring right there, Jacob Chairs, moving in on goal, shooting, sends wide. You could see a natural goal scorer in Chairs. He's the kind of guy, he holds the puck, and then just when you think he might be ready to dish, boom, it's off the toe of the stick.
He's scanning, looking for an opening through the goalie.
Sort of reminds me of a player that you're familiar with in the D.C. area.
Now we have a President's Cup, but no Stanley Cups.
You have a what?
A President's Cup.
Yeah, President's Cup and no Stanley Cup. Oh, my goodness. Face off to the left of the Las Vegas goaltender. Let's talk about the connection between the Washington Capitals and the newest entry in the National Hockey League, Las Vegas. They hired the former GM of the Washington Capitals, George McPhee, to be their GM. What are your thoughts on that? You had, what was it 15 or 17? I think it was 17 seasons he was the GM.
With McVee, right? He came from the Rangers, correct? Before that? Yeah. So, I mean, how many Stanley Cups we have in those 17 years, Chris? I mean, do I think he's a good player personnel management? Sort of. We got some good players in D.C. Like I said, we won a Stanley Cup, but not the Stanley Cup, but the President's Cup. So, but we still can't get that elusive cup. So if you're hiring McVee, I don't know, Chris. I don't know what my thoughts are about it.
All right, well, we shall see. They will start play in the NHL next year, 2017, 2018.
Well, they got to get a name first.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's why, we had our conversation with Adam earlier and about his team being named the Las Vegas Knights because they wanted to be named the Las Vegas Black Knights. But there was a problem, especially north of the border, trademark-wise, with the London Knights. So we resume play here inside the rings as that shot is just sent wide as you saw Hernandez wave at it. Little bit of a scrum along the backboards. Player goes down in a heap, and it's sent free to the near wall again. Out of that four-man scrum, they try to play it up the far wing boards. It's scooped up and counter-punching back the other way. Oh, look at this burst of speed. Opportunity, snapshot off the toe of the stick of Shin Yamamoto. And a terrific save on the chest, and you can tell that one may have taken a little bit of a bite and left a mark on Andrew Skowron because he wants a break. I'll tell you, that shot was wicked.
Well, what do you think about the Knights, Chris? What do you think the name should be? You got any
You mean
ideas?
in the NHL?
Yeah, not the. I mean, yeah.
Well, I know they're talking about the Desert Knights. I know they're talking about the Night Hawks. The Red Hawks. I don't see the Red Hawks happening because of the Chicago Blackhawks. I think it's too close of a name.
I think
but I know that Mr. Foley has a strong military background, and I know that Desert Knights plays well along those lines in Nevada. Breakaway pass here. Back the other way, moving on a goal. He dekes, he shoots, he scores!
Nice.
Oh, what a move by Kevin Mooney as Mooney takes the breakaway pass. He left the defender in his dust, and he was able to deke the goaltender. Eric Hernandez down to the court. He was able to tuck it in on the short side, and the OC Cowboys have come back from a 1-0 deficit to now take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Mooney played as in a state war pro, so like he's been around, so he knows how to skate and score.
Well, I got to tell you, that was a terrific outlet pass. Kevin Mooney with a burst of speed, beats the defender, beats the goaltender, and he now has given the OC Cowboys a 2-1 lead. Here they come. Tim Mullis back the other way. Mullis spinorama move, lost possession of the puck. In behind their own net. Glance up at the clock. 4 minutes, 20 and ticking here in the third quarter. Through the neutral zone. Snapshot is sent wide as teeing that one up was Danny Joyner. Along the far wall, Knights come counter-punching through the neutral zone. Little toe drag move to the inside, drop it off in the high slot. What stick handling, backhand shot, they score. Oh my goodness. 2-2. You talk about having that puck on a string. What a fantastic move from forehand to backhand, and they tuck it past the goaltender Skowron. 2-2 game. Wow.
I think
that was sweet.
They figure Skowron out a little bit. You're not going to be able to hit it down on the floor. You got to get it up. Once he spreads out, there's no place to shoot.
See, and this is why they call it the Super League. That is a pro move. I mean, at any level, that is a pro move, and that's what separates the professionals from the amateurs. Back the other way, centering feed sent to the base of the circle. Danny Joyner will send back through the neutral zone. Little bit of interference being run there by the big man, Critchfield. Now Critchfield moving up the court, fires one in on goal, and Hernandez at the top of his crease will hang on. Well, you saw there just how difficult it is to get around a big man in open court. You know what I'm saying?
Big man can move. He took the puck and down the floor he went.
Well, now it's anybody's game all over again. 2-2 affair. Terrific action here at the rinks in Irvine, Western Division Super League MLRH. We remind you to visit MLRH.com from time to time to check out the standings, to check out all the happenings that are going on in this Super League as the puck is played to the back wall. And just about every corner of the country being represented as the puck is played. Again, off the near wall and back out to Joaquin Chavira. Here comes Joaquin, top of the circle, looks for the pass. And that's the difference I have seen in Joaquin tonight. He looks to be pass first instead of shoot first, And the Joaquin Chavira that I've known over the years is sort of the opposite. He usually takes the shot.
I don't know if he's been told not to or what's going on, Chris, but yeah, he definitely
Oh, a
takes
shot to goal! A wrist
the
shot
Knights
from
go
the
up.
top of the circle as that puck lay loose, and there to pounce on it and drive the puck home was Fritz Sandberg, product of Western Michigan University. And just like that, you have the Las Vegas Knights back on top by a goal. Wow, that was a wicked, wicked wrist shot. Well, now it's Vegas who can play a little bit of catch inside their own zone.
It's like a pro fight, Chris. Who's can take the most body shots here?
That's an excellent analogy, by the way. As the puck is played along the back wall, Joaquin Chavira will backhand near side. Out of the corner, spinorama move made there by Joseph Aguirre. Aguirre, far wall. Steps aside. Pass intended for Joaquin Chavira, picked off. 1-on-2, Knights are on the short end of this exchange as the puck whistles wide. Back inside the zone, back to get it is the man who opened the scoring in the game, Jacob Cheers. Blowing out a tire along the far wall was Kevin Mooney. Near side, Knights will try to play the puck in deep. Inside a half a minute to go in the quarter. Played, neutral zone. 3-man scrum, Knights come away with it. 20 seconds to go. Player gets dragged down, we're going to get a penalty.
That was an easy call.
With a burst of speed, Shin Yamamoto will draw the penalty. And so as we will start this fourth quarter, the final quarter, not only will the Knights be on top 3-2 and Joaquin Chavira will get the gate, but the Knights will start the fourth quarter on the power play. So, Mike, the 30-second break gives the coaches to talk a little strategy here, but again, you have a team in the OC Cowboys. They've been here and done that before. I mean, this is a team that knows how to win. They're down by 1, but they've got to get past this kill first to start the fourth quarter before they can really start thinking about generating some offense.
That's going to be tough, I think, Chris. 2 minutes is going to be very difficult for them in this fourth period because. I mean, they're going to be down a man.
Owner of the Cowboys, Jeff Blumen.
Yeah.
That'll be doing.
And as we have a moment, we're going to be joined by the main man of the OC Cowboys. And if you would, to our listeners at home, introduce yourself and what are your duties associated with the hockey club?
Well, I am the owner of the OC Cowboys, and my main duties are just let them play and have fun. And some people say, oh, why aren't you coaching? I don't need to coach. There's a lot of veteran presence out there. And it's kind of a Reg Dunlap thing, player coach is what we got in captain and Jerry Osterkamp. And, of course, Joaquin has a lot of experience. So, yeah, me personally, I just, I tell them when to show up. They come and play their hearts out, which they have in the last few MLRH tournaments. We've won a couple of tournaments, and we're off to a good start here.
I was just talking about that, about how your club is a team that has been here and done that. You're down by 1, but now arguably one of your finest player, Joaquin Chavira, is going to be in the box to start the fourth period. You're down by a goal. And from a coach's perspective, I'm just curious, before you can really think about offense, you got to get past these next 2 minutes and keep them at bay.
Yeah, absolutely. We're probably going to need Andrew, our goalie, to make some big saves, and the guys need to play a tight 2 minutes in the penalty kill. And if they do that, we can get back on track and try to get that that tying goal. Joaquin actually took a good penalty. If he doesn't drag him down, that guy's going in one-on-one. So, like I said, not where we want to be right now, but we'll kill the penalty and we'll go from there.
Well, let's talk about going from here as far as the Super League itself is concerned. I'm just curious. I mean, as you mentioned, your OC Cowboys, I mean, they've won tournaments before associated with MLRH. I'm just curious, how curious were you as a coach and as an owner as to what was going on in the Eastern Conference of this league. I mean, let's face it, the heritage is strong when you're talking about the game of hockey back east.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've played against East Coast teams. During MLRH, when they had a season a couple of years ago here, we were in it, and as an expansion team, and we ended up one game under 500. We were in the playoffs, though. We beat the number 2 seed, Las Vegas, in an upset. Then we played Chicago, the number 1 seed, out of the East. What a battle royal that was. Best 2 out of 3. It went all 3 games, and we have nothing but respect for the teams on the East Coast. We know they can play, and you can't take them lightly forever. That's for sure.
No doubt. Mike, you had a question?
Yeah, Jeff, you helped set up the Western League here a little bit and help arrange things here for the rinks at Irvine, right?
Yeah, I try to help where I can.
Well, on behalf of MLRH, man, we thank you a lot for that, man, because it's difficult to arrange it from the East Coast. You're the point man out here. We thank you a lot, man.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, feel free to talk to Bill and, have him, throw in a bonus or something for me. Since officially I do not work for the league.
I hear you.
Well, you've done a terrific job with the Cowboys. You've had a chance, though, to see the Palma Cyclones, who, as of now, is the team to catch in this division, and they certainly seem to be a very explosive, well-balanced hockey club.
Yeah, the thing about the Cyclones is that they have a lot of depth, and they could put out a brand new team just as good as the next every week if they wanted to. They're that good. For everybody else in the league, we all know that we got to make sure that we are playing our best, which we aren't right now.
As that goal goes in to make it a 4-2, it's a power play goal, advantage for Las Vegas. You were saying, Jeff?
Well, the bottom line is with the Palma team is that the Cowboys may be number 1 in the power rankings, but you just watch them and you realize, that's kind of, you better put an asterisk next to our own name because you watch them play. They're a powerhouse. Now, with that being said, when we get our full squad back, we're missing Eton Chavera, we're missing Skylar Hoare, and Matt Sarvik. These guys played on the last team that beat them in the final. We could certainly use them, and I think we'll be able to match up well. But boy, they're powerful and a tough team. Every game will be tough if you're not at the top of your game.
Are those guys going to be back, Jeff, later on?
Yeah, that's going to be my next question. Will there be roster
on?
changes?
Well, teams can make roster changes up until the next series of games.
By the way, your guys have just scored. Go ahead.
Oh, very good. So I'm not completely bad luck doing this. So by the third game, your rosters have to be set in stone.
Okay.
So, yeah, you got to make sure that you have a 16-man roster ready to go by the next time we come out here, and you got to live with that.
So basically, by mid-September, your team's going to be set.
Absolutely.
Well,
the teams will.
Absolutely. Well, Jeff, good luck the rest of the way. You guys have a little bit of catching up to do, and good luck the rest of the way as long as the much bigger picture is, and that is winning us.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, we need everybody's help on this. It's got to be a group effort for sure, and you two guys do a great job. I love listening to you guys in the banter and just having that pro announcer out here. Boy, you just can't beat that as a roller hockey fan.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Very much. Thanks, Jeff. And there you have it. That's the inside scoop on the OC Cowboy. Boy, you can't get more inside than that.
That's right.
When it comes to MLRH. And we're also talking about just not only one of the great proponents of the game. Jeff he's just one of the guys that he's just respected when you come to the rink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most of the players here know him. He's just a go-to guy. He gets things done. He helps organize his events here. Like you said, he doesn't work for MLRH, but he helps us out. He's a good guy.
Well, right now, a good effort by Las Vegas has them in front by the margin of 4-3 as the puck is collected off the near wall. Out of the corner, rising shot blocked down by goaltender Scourin. Played into the corner, outlet pass, caroms off the far wing boards, and Vegas in their own zone will play it around the roulette wheel. We're inside 6 minutes to go in this game. Pass, intercepted, quick shot, big recovery, and a huge save by Eric Hernandez. We may look back on that shot and say that was a game saver.
That was a big goal by the Cowboys when we were talking to Jeff here, though, because they were down 4-2. Now it's 4-3, and a little over 5 to go. So it's a lot easier to score 1 than 2, Chris.
It certainly is. Counter punching back the other way. Gary in the corner. Has an open man in the high slot, finds him. Here's Osterkamp. Pass into the corner. Good recovery defensively by Las Vegas to get back into the passing lanes. But look at this man-to-man coverage they're using right now. There isn't much space between much of anybody. Pass down low. Toe drag move inside. Save Hernandez, and the rebound is poke checked aside.
I think I got you on basketball too now, Chris. You're calling the periods quarters and you're calling man-to-man.
Well, we are playing in 4s as opposed to 3
There
periods
you go.
in
I
hockey.
got you.
I toggle between periods and quarters. And what was the other basketball analogy you had? Basketball's not my
man-to-man
strong suit,
defense. Man-to-man defense.
When you only stand, 5'8", you don't think basketball very much. You know what I'm saying? Because the puck is played to the near wall. 4:40 to go in this 4th period/quarter to make my partner happy. Oh, here we go. 1-on-1 opportunity back the other way. Brought in over the line. Looking, shooting, caught a pipe.
Oh, nice.
Caught a pipe and caught
Nice.
a break. And now the referee is going to say, no, that went in. Or is he? He pointed to the center circle. The players were celebrating. And now I think the goaltender has convinced him that hit the pipe, hit the goaltender, landed in the crease, and then the goaltender fell on top of it. No goal. Wow. Knights still up by 1. What a game.
No replay in MLRH Super League yet, Chris.
How about that? Tyler Myers gives it up, back the other way. Quick shot blocked down to the defense. One thing that has really impressed me with this Knights club is the gap control between themselves and the would-be shooter. When they're not turning the puck over, though. They had a horrible turnover before that called for a huge save by goaltender Eric Hernandez as the puck is played off the wall. The Vegas Knights, they're a unique mix of guys, and we talked about this earlier. They have guys from Chicago. They have guys from East Lansing. They have a guy from Mount Sinai, New York. How about that? And then they also have their goaltender, Eric Hernandez, coming up from Phoenix.
Yeah, I talked to him today. He drove up 5 hours today from Phoenix.
Did he really? Outlet pass inside, 3 minutes to go. Clock, a huge factor the rest of the way. 3-on-2, make it 4-on-3 now. Brought in over the line, snapshot, and reaching back to glove it was goaltender Andrew Skowron, and he'll hang on to make the save. But even though he hangs on, the clock continues to tick down.
We're at 2:30, 4-3.
Boy, I got to tell you, if Vegas can hang on, you talk about throwing a wrench into the works. OC Cowboys came into here ranked the number 1 team coming into this.
Number 1 team in the world,
exactly.
Ranked world power rankings.
And now, to think that they could potentially drop this game and fall a full game behind the Palma Cyclones, a game that they may never be able to make up. And it happens in week 1.
And we only got 8 games, so there's not that many games. Like you fall 1 or 2 games behind, you could be out.
Absolutely. What a gritty performance by Vegas. We're inside 2 minutes. Here comes Chavira. Pass on the wing, too far ahead of its intended receiver, Joseph Aguirre. Makes its way to the back wall. Oh, Hernandez steps way out of his net to steer it into a corner. Out of the back, out from back behind the net. The Knights will work it out from there. Good recovery, though, by the Cowboys, and there's a finishing bump, and oh my. He may have hit his head on a stanchion. That was a dangerous play.
Yeah, he's coming off. He's not feeling. He's hurting, Chris.
Net is empty to our left. The extra attacker is on. Cowboys looking to tie it up. Quick shot on the doorstep. Loose puck, still loose. Swimming, trying to find that loose puck was the goaltender,
Under a minute left.
Hernandez. Unbelievable. The pressure put on goaltender Eric Hernandez, and he was able to weather that storm. More to come. 50 seconds to go in the game. Side of the net, swing and a miss. Along the far wall, they'll sweep it in behind the net. Time winding down, 40 seconds to go. Knights just want the puck. They have an empty net. They look, they shoot. And it caroms off the side. They better drift back defensively. Here they come with a burst of speed. Kevin Mooney looking in behind the net. He gets driven hard to the back wall. 19 seconds to go in the game. Mooney punches the puck into the corner. Opportunity for the Knights to clear. Side of the net. And Hernandez got a piece of that.
They got to move, Chris.
5 seconds to go in the game. Talk about an upset on the opening night of conference play. Last gasp and a save, and that'll do it.
4-3. Knights take it.
Wow. That's all I can say.
That was a game.
Incredible game and a fantastic finish. And talk about a gritty effort by Las Vegas, who were upended earlier in the day after blowing a 4-goal lead.
They made some corrections, all right.
Well, here's one of the great traditions of the game, the customary handshake, a show of sportsmanship. But I got to tell you, it was not only sportsmanship, it was great gamesmanship in this game for Vegas to come marching back and scoring a 4-3 victory over the previously top-ranked OC Cowboys. Can't wait to hear the chatter in the OC locker room after this one.
If you want to see a great game, you need to check this one out on RollerHockeyTV.net. That was a great game, Chris.
All right, so put an asterisk next to this one. This one was something special as the Las Vegas Knights come bouncing back to even up their record at 1-1. The OC Cowboys fall to 1-1 in the West. The final score, Vegas 4, the OC Cowboys 3. We'll be back with more all along RollerHockeyTV.net.
What you want? Come on. Come on.
Welcome to Roller Hockey Today, worldwide coverage of your sport and the personalities that make it great.